record-setting temperatures. Shopping scare, a disturbing discovery inside a busy area mall triggers an evacuation and emergency response. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Ken Rosato in for Joe Torres. We begin with near record warmth in December. The temperature at 6 o'clock hitting 62 degrees as we look live at Lincoln Center. That's a full 22 degrees above the normal average temperature for this time of year.
Now, we have two reports on this unusually warm weather. Stefan Kim is in Coney Island, but we're going to begin with meteorologist Jeff Smith and the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Jeff?
Sandra, these temperatures more typical of what you would see at the very tail end of April and also during early October. Just to put everything into perspective, today's highs getting up to 66 degrees in Central Park. It was a record at Islip and Bridgeport, 68 and 61 respectively. And that doesn't even tell the whole story. Check out these temperatures that we had south of New York City. It got into the low 70s down the shore. It was practically a beach day at Belmar, and then down towards Toms River, getting up to 72, upper 60s on the island, low 60s on the very east end. 60 right now, Newark still. You're 58 still at Teterboro as we head into the evening hours. Temperatures basically around 55 or so up toward White Plains, falling down into the upper 40s up by Monticello, mid-50s on the island. Next 7 hours, gradually falling into the upper 50s, but just incredible for this time of year. We should be in the upper 30s and low 40s as we head into the early evening. Now, as we head into the day tomorrow, it's going to be another mild one, but there will be a backdoor cold front heading in from New England. Behind that, some cooler air tending to seep in from the north and the northeast. That means part of the area cools off tomorrow, but part of the area still stays up near 70. Near record warmth. We'll talk about that in your full AccuWeather 7-day forecast coming up a little bit later in the half hour. Sandra?
All right, we'll see you then, Jeff. Well, this time last year, it was cold enough for a dusting of snow. Now people are wearing tank tops and shorts while they're walking around outside. How warm is it? Stefan Kim posted this video on Twitter. Those are surfers enjoying the conditions off Robert Moses Beach in Suffolk County. Stefan is in Coney Island right now. Stefan?
Well, Sandra, we decided to head out here to Coney Island because, after all, that is what people do when it's warm outside, and we definitely were not alone here. When the sun was out, the boardwalk was literally packed. In fact, all across Brooklyn, people were out and about, enjoying the warm weather, enjoying it while it lasts. This is not file footage. It's mid-December and spring is in the air. Over the Verrazano Bridge in Fort Hamilton, man's best friend frolicking in the green grass, fishermen by the ocean, and bikers and runners out in t-shirts and tank tops.
To be honest with you, I really like it.
I mean, who doesn't? It was so warm out, golfers were hitting the links in Marine Park. And it was literally beach weather with surfers riding the waves at Robert Moses Beach. And for recreational boaters, the boating season should be over by now, but not this year.
A lot more people are still on the water. Their boats aren't winterized. They like to go out and fish or cruise around. Normally couldn't do that in December.
At the Sea Traveler Marina in Mill Basin, still plenty of boats not stored away for the winter yet. Even the fishing season is hanging around a few weeks longer.
You don't have to dress too warm and you can catch some suntan in the process.
But with this toasty weather in December, some say it's just an IOU from Mother Nature because she will make us all pay for it dearly on the back end of winter.
We're going to get a blizzard soon. That's what's going to happen. That's what always happens. When the weather's warm like this, when it's the winter time, normally what follows is a lot of snow. A lot of bad weather.
Rich and Frigga Gander don't seem to care, though, what's in store for us a month from now, but they've got a pretty good reason for that.
January, we go back to Florida.
And don't we all wish we were them, right, Sandra and Ken? But all we can do for now is just soak it all in, because this definitely will not last forever. Reporting live at Coney Island, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
We can hope, Stefan. Thank you very much. Well, the White House is calling the climate contract approved in Paris today the most ambitious climate change agreement in history. Leaders from nearly 200 countries adopted an agreement to slow global warming by cutting and eliminating greenhouse gas pollution. The Paris Agreement aims to keep temperatures from rising another degree Celsius by the end of the century. President Obama says the problem is not solved by today's agreement, but says it establishes the framework the world needs to combat climate crisis.
No nation, not even one as powerful as ours, can solve this challenge alone. And no country, no matter how small, can sit on the sidelines.
Well, leaders had been negotiating the pact for 4 years. The deal now needs to be ratified by individual governments before taking effect.
A threatening note left in a bathroom at a mall in New Jersey sparks an evacuation this afternoon. The brief scare at the shops at Riverside and Hackensack. Eyewitness News reporter AJ Ross is there this evening. AJ?
Sandra, holiday music was suddenly interrupted by alarming calls to evacuate shoppers and workers here at the shops at Riverside after a message in a lower level bathroom prompted police to shut down the mall for several hours. Now, this is a completely different scene from earlier today. Shortly after 1 this afternoon, the entire mall was empty as police, K-9 and bomb squad units performed a thorough search of every inch of this property. According to Hackensack police, a security officer discovered a suspicious-looking graffiti message inside one of the bathrooms that suggested a bomb threat. So mall officials and police quickly decided to evacuate everyone inside. The Bergen County bomb squad and K-9 units were quickly brought in as both mall patrons and workers were forced out. After a thorough sweep that took several hours, the mall was deemed safe again, but people inside say you can never be too careful nowadays.
I heard that a note was placed in the restroom, and that's as much as I know.
That's pretty scary, so you don't know if it's people just trying to scare everybody or if it's a legitimate threat.
Now, people were allowed back inside the mall around 4 this afternoon. Since then, we have noticed a few police patrol cars going around the perimeter here along with mall security. There was also some issues with traffic here along Route 4 as this was going on. Traffic has since cleared up since the mall has reopened. Live in Hackensack tonight, I'm AJ Ross, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, AJ. And the FBI has found items in its search of a lake in San Bernardino, but no word yet if those items are related to the mass shooting there. Divers armed with metal detectors are searching the lake for a third day. They're hoping to find evidence linked to the mass shooting on December 2nd that killed 14 people. In particular, a computer hard drive that the shooting suspects may have tossed into the water. Meanwhile, authorities have detained a person of interest in an arson fire at a mosque that's about 75 miles from San Bernardino. Police in Coachella, California, say yesterday's fire at an Islamic center was an intentional act. The fire was contained to the lobby. Everyone did get out safely, and mosque members were forced to pray in the street outside.
Dozens of demonstrators gathered on Long Island today to protest the acquittal of a Nassau County police officer in the beating of a driver. Protesters rallied in Williston Park to denounce what they say was excessive force by Officer Vincent Loguidici. A judge handed down a not guilty verdict on Friday. The officer was accused of beating Kyle Howell during a traffic stop last year. Defense attorney said the use of force was reasonable because Howell reached for his glove box, making the officer fearful for his life.
The invasion of Kris Kringle's underway. Coming up on Eyewitness News, scores of revelers dressed as Santa and his elves are having a holly jolly time when police are out in force to make sure they don't wind up on a naughty list.
Takeoff trouble. New video of a jet forced to abandon a high-speed takeoff at Kennedy Airport.
And a veteran member of the Mets is ready to call it quits.
They couldn't find anything they wanted to buy.
Monday at 5.
Sam on your side has 7 tips. Instead, sell it and get cash. Smart ideas whether you decide to shop or resell to find the best payout.
Monday at 5 on Eyewitness News.
City officials say they are hoping to have a section of First Avenue that serves as a feeder roadway to the 59th Street Bridge back open by Monday morning's rush hour. The crews are working around the clock to try and remove the remaining bricks one by one. First Avenue between 61st and 64th Streets has been closed since last Monday. And that's when bricks came raining down off a building facade at the corner of 63rd. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
SoundAccount revelers apparently heeding the police commissioner's warning to be nice instead of naughty. There are no reports so far of any arrests during the annual rite. Hundreds of people dressed as St. Nick kicking off the festivities at a park in Williamsburg before heading to bars in Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan. Organizers started planning with police more than a month ago, getting a permit to assemble in the park and sending messages out to participants about safety.
New video tonight of a scary incident at JFK Airport. A Qatar Airways flight was forced to abandon a high-speed takeoff while members of the media watched it live on TV screens on board. The journalist who captured this video says the aircraft self-aborted, bringing them from more than 100 miles per hour to a loud screeching halt in roughly 15 seconds. And no one was hurt, but passengers admit they were shaken. Officials say an indicator believed the runway was too short to support the takeoff.
Glasses raised across the area today in a toast to Bold Blue Eyes. Frank Sinatra would have been 100 years old today. The legendary singer was born in Hoboken. A sold-out gala is planned tonight at the Stevens Institute of Technology. But today, fans are celebrating Sinatra at Patsy's in Midtown Manhattan, known as the singer's favorite restaurant. Many celebs visited the restaurant today to dine on some of Sinatra's favorite dishes.
Happy birthday, Frank. It certainly is shaping up to be a December to remember.
Yeah, near record temperatures have everyone wondering what's happening to winter. Meteorologist Jeff Smith has the answer in his exclusive AccuWeather forecast.
Before we go to break, a holiday greeting from a local member of the military from our area who won't be home for the holidays.
Hey everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is Seaman Jean-Paul from the 106 Western Wing in New York. I want to wish everyone a very safe holiday and want to give a shout out to my wonderful girlfriend back home, miss you baby, and my wonderful family. Thank you for the support.
Stay tuned to ABC 7 at 8 with the wonderful world of Disney's Mary Poppins, followed by New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at 11. And it's all right here, only on ABC 7.
Opportunity has no slow season, no off days or downtime. Opportunity is everything you make of it. This winter, take advantage of our season's best offers on the latest generation of Cadillacs, the 2016 Cadillac SRX. Current GM lessees can get this low mileage lease on this SRX from around $339 per month. Visit CadillacTristate.com to locate a dealer near you.
Before she was Carole King's superstar, she was Carole King, teenage songwriter. Her music would become the soundtrack to a generation. Her story is the musical of a lifetime. Beautiful, Broadway's award-winning Carole King musical. For tickets, visit beautifulonbroadway.com.
What's that, Remy?
It's a speck of cork, sir.
A New York gentleman spends $28,000 a week on wine to sit in.
I'm so sorry you had to see this.
You'd make a way better rich person. Lotto, making more New Yorkers rich than any other game.
You've been planning it for months. So a sudden snowfall isn't gonna stop you. Because your Mazda's all-wheel drive can predict and adapt to changing road conditions. So even if you aren't ready for the unpredictable, your car is. Mazda's predictive iActive all-wheel drive, available on these CX models.
You need to find that bomb now.
If you think you know who the FBI traitor is, you're dead wrong. Quantico, the winter finale, Sunday on ABC.
Eyewitness News needs your help to protect our children. Have you seen Terrell? ABC 7 and your Tri-State Ford dealers thank you for helping protect our children.
A morning of fun at the Police Athletic League's annual holiday party. Hundreds of boys and girls from all 5 boroughs were joined by Police Commissioner Bratton for a party at Powell's Harlem Center. It was filled with a lot of games, a lot of gifts, and lots of holiday cheer. It's just one of many Powell celebrations throughout the city this holiday season. Powell provides recreational, educational, and social activities for thousands of city children year-round.
That's got to be the best part of the commissioner's job right there.
Exactly.
With all the tough
and
things he has
it's
to
a
do.
great organization,
Sure
like
is.
our great weather.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? So free advertising over here to my right.
Yeah, free. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll get you after the show. Wow.
You know where else we have some free advertising for the good weather? Outside, where we have a ton of people. Basically, it's proportional to the temperature, the number of people that we get outside of our studios. How often do we see this many people outside?
Goodness.
Look at all the people. Ken, look at all the people that you attracted.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You got to come at 4:30 in the morning.
What a beautiful night out here. We have temperatures still in the 60s. Can you believe that? We're approaching mid-December. We're in the early evening and we still have temperatures around 62 in Central Park. That wind coming in from the south around 7. The high on the day getting up to 66 after a morning low of 55. Again, a full 22 degrees above the norm for this time of the year. 68, the record back in 1931. So not quite reaching that, just 2 degrees shy of that. We'll be close to another record during the day tomorrow. The sun rising around 7:11 tomorrow morning. Highs today, again, getting into the low 70s in places like Belmar and Toms River, getting into the upper 60s. That was a record at Islip on Long Island. Patchy fog developing late tonight into tomorrow morning, so be careful if you're out traveling, especially after midnight. You might want to just take it slow out there. Lots of clouds tomorrow, but near record warmth again as we get temperatures probably just shy of the record here in New York City. But south of New York City, we still could have upper 60s to around 70 in those places that got up to that level today. Rain returning on Monday, mainly in the afternoon. Could be an early morning shower, but it really becomes steadier as we head into the afternoon in the evening hours. Temperatures right now across Long Island in the middle 50s. So Islip, you've fallen from 68 down to 55. 56 right now, Bridgeport, Connecticut. We have temperatures in the upper 40s well north and west of the city in Monticello. This time of year, I mean, you could be 18 degrees in Monticello. 57 Belmar, 55 down the shore at Toms River. The radar satellite, along with our wind stream lines, showing some interesting things here. We got a lot of cloud cover around. We also have the wind now coming in generally off of the water, so that's moistening the lower atmosphere, and that's why we could have some fog later on tonight. That's also going to tend to keep us a little bit cooler tomorrow than we were today from the city and points north. We're going to show it to you on the Futurecast as we head throughout the next 48 to 72 hours. So overnight tonight, temperatures just barely falling down into the upper 50s by early tomorrow morning. A lot of cloud cover around tomorrow. Getting up into the lower and perhaps even middle 60s in New York City, but probably staying in the upper 50s north of town. Now, south of the city, we still do get into the upper 60s in places like Toms River, where you might see a break or two of sunshine. And then as we head into Monday morning, some showers start developing, but we still have very mild temperatures in the upper 50s. And I think all of this kind of consolidates into a steadier rain as we head toward Monday afternoon and Monday evening. Now, looking way ahead to Christmas week, we get a little cold shot next weekend, not even cold, just barely down to normal for this time of the year. And then mild air, I think, tries to return as the general storm track is well off to our west, and that actually allows all that mild air to move up the coast. AccuWeather forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy, mild out there. We're down to 54 in Midtown. Patchy late night fog possible. Patchy morning fog tomorrow, otherwise mainly cloudy and warm. The high getting up to 63. That record was 64. That was set back in 1923, so we're close to that. 54 for tomorrow night. Here is your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Again, warm on Monday, 63. It becomes wet. We're talking a shower in the morning and then steadier rain in the afternoon. The record on Monday, 67, set back in 1881, so we're not too far from that. And then mild still, Tuesday, Wednesday, upper 50s with sun returning. Rain coming in at times on Thursday. And then there's that little transient cool shot coming in on Friday into Saturday. Highs in the middle and upper 40s, still a little bit above average for this time of the year.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
All right. Laura Benke's coming up next with sports.
All right, we have the Nets, one of the best home teams in the NBA over the last few weeks, believe it or not. And then there's the Clippers, who've never won in Brooklyn. So that all set up a pretty good night for the Nets this evening out Barclays. Would they, though, be able to take care of business against L.A.? And it's now officially official. The Mets' Michael Kadire is retiring from Major League Baseball. Find out why he's leaving with 1 year still left on his deal. Sports is next.
Big Blue fighting for a playoff spot on New York's #1 station. Eyewitness News gets you ready for the action at 8. Then Giants-Dolphins. ESPN's Monday Night Football, Monday on Channel 7. Sponsored locally by Ram Trucks.
Meet the Moores. We're the Moore family, and we're always looking for ways to enjoy more.
So we called Time Warner Cable and got even more than we expected.
Call now to get more.
More speed, like 300 meg.
More TV shows and movies on demand.
More places to make more unlimited calls.
Call 1-855-346-6482. For $89.99 a month, you'll get 100 meg ultra-fast internet, hundreds of HD channels, and unlimited calling to international destinations.
We find more good things every day.
More ways to watch more shows.
On more Wi-Fi connected devices in our house. Time Warner Cable made switching easy with a 1-hour arrival window. They even made sure all of our connections were up and running before they left.
Why settle for less when
you can get
more? Call 1-855-346-6482. For a limited time, get a free trial of Showtime for 1 year and ask how you could get a $300 reward card. Call for more now.
What makes this simple salad the best simple salad ever? Heart-healthy California walnuts. The best simple veggie dish ever. Heart-healthy California walnuts. The best simple dinner ever? Heart-healthy California walnuts. Great tasting, heart-healthy California walnuts. So simple. Get the recipes at walnuts.org.
One of the best family musicals ever is back. The Tony Award-winning production, live on stage. Don't miss the national tour of Annie.
Broadway comes to Brooklyn for the holidays. Go to kingstheater.com.
I was 43 years old. I have a wife and a family. And the doctor said to me, Gary, you're having a heart attack. And then I remember him telling me, I'm not going to let you die. Thanks to Dr. Jason Freeman and his staff at South Nassau, I have my life back. I'm so grateful to be here for my family. My life has changed. I can still do everything I always wanted to, but every day is special. Life means so much more to me now.
I'm just so happy I get to see him every day.
Visit us at wherequalitymatters.org.
Today's sports report is sponsored by Hyundai. Make this a winning season on the road. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today for incredible deals on all your favorite Hyundai vehicles.
Well, how about them Nets, Laura Benke?
How about them Nets? Let's check in, shall we? The Nets season has not exactly gone as planned so far, but there's one area where the team's actually dominated at home. In fact, they're the best team in the Eastern Conference on their own floor over the past month. So tonight, trying to keep it that way. An early evening start against the Clippers out at Barclays. Okay, DeAndre Jordan is good and powerful. There's your proof. The dunk in the early goings. But the Nets were keeping it close in the first. Bojan Bogdanovic, the triple. Brooklyn took the 1-point lead, but Paul Pierce, he can play that game. He made a career out of that game. Hits a couple of three-pointers in the second. Right now, the Clippers are leading 57-44 at halftime. Well, the Knicks will once again look to bounce back tonight as they continue their West Coast tour with a stop in Portland. New York is riding its second 4-game losing streak in its last 10 games. So from a losing streak to the exact opposite. Last night, the undefeated Warriors remained that way, but it was their closest brush with defeat yet. Steph Curry had a poor shooting night. He still scored 38. The Warriors and Celtics went to double overtime. That's where Golden State finally pulled off the win, improving to an unbelievable 24-0 to start the season. And what was rumored yesterday became official today. Michael Kadire is calling it a career after 15 seasons in the big leagues, making the announcement on Derek Jeter's Players Tribune website today. Kadire retires after one season with the Mets and with one more season and $12.5 million remaining on his contract. In a statement, New York GM Sandy Alderson today applauding the 36-year-old for helping the Mets get to the World Series this season. The two-time All-Star outfielder said in part, quote, "It goes against every grain in my body to consider a future without the game, but after 15 years, the toll on my body has finally caught up to me." And while one player leaves millions on the table, another is about to become an even richer man. According to reports, the Jason Hayward sweepstakes has been won by the Cubs, who signed the free agent outfielder to an 8-year, $184 million deal. He reportedly, though, turned down even more money from the Cardinals and the Nationals. Tomorrow afternoon, the Jets will try to use the Titans' struggles this season to their advantage as Gang Green goes for a third straight win. Cornerback Darrelle Revis probable to play and is excited to return to a playoff hunt.
It's a pretty tight race. Coming to wrap up the end of the regular season. And I think we're fine. We're in a good place right now. We're fine. We just got to win each week.
Well, the Giants must wait one extra day this week. Tomorrow, they'll leave for Miami and a date with the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. Big Blue is tied for first in the NFC East, despite a 3-game losing streak. You can catch all the primetime action in this pretty crucial game for New York right here on Channel 7. Our live coverage will begin at 8 o'clock. Kickoff is set for 8:30. The UConn men's basketball team headed into today with losses in 3 of its last 4 games, thanks in part to slow starts in each. Well, enter Ohio State as the Huskies look to buck that trend, and the Buckeyes were happy to help. UConn jumped out fast and never looked back. This is the first possession. Daniel Hamilton, the lob to Amita Brema for the slam. More of that in the second half. Rodney Purvis, the steal, taking it the other way for the nice one-handed dunk. 75-55, UConn gets the win. And Rutgers meeting George Washington this evening, and this one got ugly in a hurry for the Scarlet Knights. Tyler Kavanaugh, a big reason why. Drill in the tray there. The Colonials led 21-2. Second half, guess who? Kavanaugh having himself quite a game. Another three-pointer. They were running away with things. Right now, George Washington is leading 79-47. Well, both the Islanders and Rangers are back on the ice tonight. The Isles in Columbus to face the Blue Jackets, while the Blue Shirts will attempt to salvage one win on their 3-game Western Canada tour as they collide with the Flames in Calgary. And last night, a save you really have to see to believe from the Kings' Jonathan Quick in the shootout. Look at this. He's out of position, reaches behind his back to swat away the puck. Marian Gaborik would score the game winner in the shootout, and Los Angeles holds on for the win. Sometimes they just make it look so easy. No problem.
Very good, Laura. Thank you, Laura. And that is the news for now. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for ABC World News coming up next. I'm Ken Rosato.
And I'm Sandra Bookman. We're coming back at 11. Hope you will too.